Hey you guys, it's Shannon Rose, and today I'm going to be doing a story time video. This is going to be a little bit different. I'm actually going to be doing a compilation of a bunch of like little stories of some of the grossest things that I've seen in porn, like weird, gross things. I have to thank my friend Brie Ashley here on YouTube for giving me this idea. She's like, I'd really love to see a video like that. And so, girl, I'm doing it.
Mommy and Daddy are fighting again. I remember that day it all began.
Okay, so I just want to put a disclaimer out there that these are gross things. So if you cannot handle hearing or picturing the things I'm about to tell you in your head and you get grossed out really easily, just click off this video. You're not going to like it. Also, I've changed my hair. I'm like in a weird stage from going from black to blonde. So if my hair looks different, that's why. Don't be alarmed. It's not going to be like this forever. Okay, so let's get into some of these stories. The first story I'm going to tell you is, it's pretty gross. Are you ready for some nastiness? One day I went to set. It was just like any other day. The thing about porn is that we don't go to the same set every day. So it's, you know, different houses, like really nice mansions. So the place I was going to was this like mansion up in the hills that I've been to a bunch of times before. So normally like when I'm filming, they'll be filming like 3 or 4 scenes that day. And I just have one scene that I'm in. So when I went on to set, there was a girl and a guy that were already filming a scene, and it was an anal scene. And as soon as I walked into this mansion, I'm not even joking, it smelled like shit. And I was just like, what the fuck is that smell? Like, it literally smells like shit in this house. And it's a huge fucking house. They were shooting the scene like in the living room area, and then like makeup was kind of off to the side from the living room. So I guess I was kind of close to like where they had just filmed. And I kept smelling this fucking shit smell. So finally I just told the makeup artist, I'm like, it smells like shit in here. And she's like, yeah, they just did an anal scene. And I was like, oh my god, I'm smelling actual shit. So this was kind of like in the beginning of my porn career. I'd never done anal like in any of my porns, so I didn't really know very much about it. But I did know that as soon as I walked into set that it smelled like shit, that this chick had just done like an anal scene. Well, the thing about anal scenes, doesn't always smell like shit on set. And I learned this because, you know, I started making friends with the girls and like girls that did anal, and they would tell me you're not supposed to eat like after a certain time the night before an anal scene, because if you do, there will be like shit in the scene that like comes out, and it's like really nasty and gross. So yeah, it was really gross, but the worst part about it was we were filming our scene in the same place that they just did this anal scene, and the whole place fucking reeked of shit, and it was so disgusting. And then I had to do my scene like in the same room, and it smelled, and it was fucking nasty. And yeah, so if you ever do porn, not like anybody watching is ever going to be doing porn, but just in case there's that one person out there, don't eat before an anal scene, because you will reek that place up. Okay, the next one's probably even grosser than the first one, and that is going down on a girl with a bacterial infection. Now, I just want to put a PSA out there, because a lot of girls get bacterial infections, not just girls that do porn. Girls that do porn get a lot of bacterial infections. I got a lot of bacterial infections, and I'm going to tell you why in a second. But if your pussy smells, you have a bacterial infection. A lot of girls just think that their cupcakes just smell like that, and guys like always make jokes like, oh, it smells like fish or whatever. Like, it's not supposed to smell like fish down there. It really shouldn't smell like anything. So if your cupcake smells like fish, you need to go to the doctor and get on antibiotics. You really don't want to have bacterial infection for a long period of time, and a lot of girls don't know that, so I just thought I'd let you know. But okay, so get back to the story. I was doing a boy-girl-girl scene, and that's when obviously there's a guy and 2 girls, and they're all doing a porn scene together. And during these scenes, like, you know, you go down on her, she goes down on you, you guys both go down on the guy. There's all kinds of like sexual things going on. So in this one scene, I ended up having to go down on this girl, and the second that I got down there, I just got like a huge whiff of just like nasty. Oh my god, you guys, it smelled so bad, like so bad that like I immediately kind of like went back and tried not to like gag, but I knew that like cameras were rolling, and at that point like I didn't want to be difficult and be like, bitch, your fucking shit smells, like go wash that shit, like go douche, you know, like all these different things, because I just didn't want to, for one, I didn't want to embarrass her. I don't know, I just didn't want to be difficult and whatever. And there's, believe it or not, there are like divas in porn, and so I just didn't want to have that reputation. But let me just tell you, this girl's pussy smelled so rank that like I am surprised that she couldn't smell it and like want to douche before. Now, douching like in the regular world, like in the real world, like porn is a fake world. Douching in the real world, like you're not really supposed to douche, it's not good for you. Some people will do it after their period. Well, for porn, girls will douche all the time because they get bacterial infections really easily, and then they don't want to, you know, be gross on set and smell really bad. Well, this chick just gave 0 fucks and really didn't care how bad she smelled, because let me just tell you, she had a serious infection going on in her vagina. Like, it was a serious one, because I could smell that shit and it made me want to throw up. And the worst part is that I had to eat her out and pretend like I was enjoying it. And it was very difficult. It was very disgusting. That's probably like one of the grossest things, is going down on a girl and her shit is just smelling super rank. But took it like a champ, fucking went in there, fucking held my breath, and just did the damn thing because, you know, it was my job. So but yeah, it's gross. I was like thinking the whole time in my head, oh my god, am I gonna get a fucking throat infection? Like, can this shit spread? Like, I'm just crazy. So I was thinking all these things the whole time. But the worst part is like when he starts to have sex with her, because then you can really smell it, and then the whole fucking room smells. So there's a lot of like gnarly smells going on in porn. Not all the time, but a good amount. It's pretty fucking nasty. Don't do porn, you guys. On the topic of bacterial infections, the thing is that as soon as that guy's dick went in her and then went into me, now I'm going to have a bacterial infection. Now, this isn't like a life-threatening emergency or anything like that, but, you know, I have to go on antibiotics. I gotta go see the doctor. And when you get bacterial infections a lot, sometimes, and you're doing a lot of antibiotics because of it, the antibiotics kind of resist and then they don't work anymore. So you really have to be careful. That was like something that we had to be careful about in porn. Now, it's a sexually transmitted, it's not like technically a disease, but it is gross, and that's something that we had to deal with, something that I had to deal with. The second that my shit started smelling rank, girl, let me tell you, I was at the fucking doctor. I would be fucking douching like 6 times, because that's like embarrassing to me. I would never want my fucking pussy to smell, period, especially if someone's like going near it with cameras and lights and everything all around. So yeah, just a little fun fact. Another thing that's like super gross is just guys' dicks that smell, like when you get on set. And okay, I don't even know if I should be saying this, but people get offended so easily these days, but I'm just gonna say it because that's what I do on my channel, and people get offended, then whatever. But guys' dicks that are not circumcised can be, if they're not clean, like really clean, they can smell and just kind of be nasty. Stuff can get in there. Like, it's just really gross. That's one thing that's like really disgusting. If I would show up to set and then the guy's like not circumcised, and then I go down and it fucking smells, or there's like shit in there, like, oh, it's so gross, you guys, because this is the thing. Like in porn, if you're very like assertive and like kind of bitchy and like, you know, whatever, then you could be like, your fucking dick smells, go wash that shit. And like, don't get me wrong, there were definitely girls that did that, but people didn't like them because they're just considered difficult on set. And I just really didn't want to be that person, and I just didn't want to inconvenience other people. And I know that's like so gross because I'm putting a dirty dick in my mouth that smells, but like, I'd rather put a dirty dick in my mouth that smells than embarrass the guy and then make a bunch of people wait and upset the crew and director and all and company and all that stuff. So I just fucking put the dirty dicks in my mouth, okay, you guys, and it's fucking gross. Not proud of it, but you know, not everything's perfect, guys. Just like there's things that you don't like in your job, there was things I didn't like that I had to do in my job, and they were just probably very different from each other, weren't they? Okay, another story. I was on set one time, and it was another boy-girl-girl scene. I didn't really like the boy-girl-girl scenes just because, I don't know, there's just too much going on for me, but like, whatever. This chick was on her period. Now, if you're on your period and you're doing porn, or even if you're not doing porn, people can do this, but like there's these things called sea sponges, or you can even use makeup sponges. They're not recommended. They're not good for you, but if you're on your period, you could take a sea sponge or a makeup sponge, get it wet, like just like you do with like the beauty blender. You know how like you get it wet and then you squeeze out all the water and it's just like a damp sponge? Well, if you stick that up inside you, it will stop the bleeding like temporarily so that you can have sex. And that's what girls did when they were on their period, to have sex during porn. Well, this girl was on her period and she had put a sponge up in there, which was fine, like whatever, but she must have had like a really heavy flow, because when she was having sex with the guy and then the guy took his dick out of her and then I had to put it in my mouth, there was blood on it, and I wasn't really paying attention. So when I like put my when I put my fucking mouth on the bloody dick, I tasted something funny, and then I like kind of went out. But you have to remember, this is all being filmed, like people are watching this, and so you have to stay like in that character of like, you know, pretending like you fucking like it. And then when I realized there was blood on it, it was really hard for me to pretend like I still liked it. But bitch, I had to do what I had to do. And you know, so just, okay, before you guys all freak out and be like, oh my god, that's so gross, you're gonna get AIDS. Everybody is tested every month. I think even now they test every 2 weeks for all like STDs, AIDS, all that stuff. So I wasn't like really too concerned about like getting some type of like disease, but I just was really grossed out because I had another girl's period blood in my fucking mouth because it was on this guy's dick, and I had to keep sucking it and pretend like there was no blood on there. So that was really fucking gross. Girl, I have done some nasty things in my life. I just have to say, I'm a gross ass bitch. It made me a good porn star though, okay? So like, pat myself on the back for that. Okay, so another thing that happened, this is more of an annoyance than like a gross thing. Okay, when I had to go to work, and this was mainly with the girls. Not too many guys did I have this problem, but with the girls I definitely did. Some girls were extra hairy down there, and like in porn, like most of the girls were just shaved, or like they had like a little landing strip or something like that. Well, some girls like to go all natural, and it was like cleaned up, but still there was like a fucking bush there. And when you have to go down on a fucking bush, like an 80s bush, I don't know, I don't like it. I'm scared of like mites or lice or crabs. I don't know, those are just like the creepy things that I think of in my head. So I didn't like going down like on girls with bushes. But the one thing that always happened every time I went down on a girl with like a bush is that I would get fucking pubic hair stuck in my mouth, and I could like feel it. And like, you don't really cut very much during like porn scenes, so the times that like we did cut, I would like try to get the fucking pubic hairs like out of my mouth, like they'd be like stuck and I couldn't get them out, and it was just like a nuisance. But it's also really fucking gross because it's not like, oh, I had like a piece of food stuck in my mouth. Like, it was a fucking chick's pubic hair, and it's just kind of gross. More annoying, but still probably gross to most people. To me, that wasn't as gross as like some of the other things I've had to deal with, but you know, you guys probably think it's a little gross. So this one isn't as gross. It's like another more annoying thing. Probably funny to like some people, not so funny to me, but like during the cum shot is like when the guy comes, and then, you know, it's like a big deal because it goes somewhere, right? Like it's like a cream pie, so it goes inside of you. It's like on your chest, on your fucking face. Majority of the time, they come on your face. I don't know what it is. A lot of people think it's like really degrading. I think it's just kind of really hot for people that watch porn. It must be because they wanted to do it all the time. So it must sell really well. The worst possible thing is getting cum in your eye when they're doing like a pop shot on your face. And I know because this happened to me like multiple times, and if it gets in your eye, that shit fucking burns, it turns red, and then when you have to take pictures, you have to wait because your eye's all fucking red, so you have to literally wait. Okay, so let me tell you the story because I'm like getting ahead of myself. So I was on set one day. It was like at this club that had like lockers. I think we were doing like some school type, like college. I don't know what it was. We were in a locker room basically. And so I'm down on my knees. The guy's getting ready to like fucking bust a nut in my face. And I'm just sitting there like, you know, fucking waiting for it with my fucking mouth open, hoping that he's gonna get most of it in my eye. And you know, you always look at the motherfuckers like, bitch, you better not fucking come in my eye. Like, you better not fucking come in my eye. And like when the guys do, they always like apologize profusely because they feel so bad because they know that like what a fucking nightmare it is for girls. So dude is fucking blowing his load. He has so much fucking cum. I'm like, are you fucking done yet? Like, come on. And the whole time I'm like pretending like I fucking love it. Like, yeah, bitch, give me your fucking cum. I want it all over my fucking face. Like, you know, get some in my mouth. Like, I want to taste your cum. Like, oh my god, bitch, I do not want to taste your cum. Just hurry up and fucking cum on me so that we could be done and I can get this shit off, because I hated cum on my face. I don't know. I think it just was, I don't know. It's just fucking gross. Okay, you guys? So dude is coming. Your eyes have to be open. If you close your eyes, you're a fucking pussy. It doesn't look good on camera. You gotta keep your eyes open. So I'm doing it, and all of a sudden I feel a huge fucking squirt of cum straight into my fucking eye, and I'm like, bitch. Like, I'm wanting to like scream bitch to him like so loud, but you know, I'm just staying in character, pretending like I fucking love it. On the inside, I'm fucking dying, wanting to punch this guy in the fucking nuts. Okay, so then they call cut. I'm like, you motherfucker. Like, as soon as the cameras go off, I'm like, you motherfucker. He's like, I'm so sorry, I'm so sorry. I didn't mean for that to happen. I'm like, it's fine, whatever, like, back the fuck up. So as soon as the cameras go off, they take pictures of this, right? Because when I did porn, I'm old ass bitch, they did DVDs. So like, it would be like on the back of the box cover, or if they're doing it for their website, they'd put it up on the website. So they have to take pictures, so I can't just immediately wipe it off. So I have to wait now, get a little bit of the cum out of my eye that was in there. Makeup has to come, touch up whatever fucking makeup was messed up. And then I have to sit there with Visine trying to get like my eye not to be so red so that they can take a picture of all this. Why all the cum is still on my fucking face, right? Like this shit is fucking dry. We need to hurry. So basically, that's one of the fucked up things in porn is getting cum in your eye. I know I kind of like dragged on with that one, but let me tell you, you don't want cum in your eye, girlfriend. Fucking burns and that shit stays red for days. You could probably get a fucking eye infection too. Okay, and then last but not least, I can fucking go on for hours with this shit. Okay, so this is more embarrassing than it is gross. Embarrassing for the guy and then embarrassing for me. So it was more embarrassing for the guy probably. So we're in the middle of a scene. We're like fucking. Dude is sweating. One thing I do not like is getting sweat all over me. And this guy is like sweating because, you know, it's hot. There's fucking lights everywhere. And we're like, you know, doing a lot of physical activity. So dude is sweating. And one thing I just really don't like is sweat. I don't like it on me. I don't like it on my husband, on me. Like, I just don't like sweat. I kind of have a sweat phobia. And this guy's sweating and it's just fucking, and he's like on top of me and it's just like coming off of his face. It's dripping onto my face. It's fucking getting in my mouth. I'm just like fucking grossed out, right? And then all of a sudden, he fucking farts like really loud. And it's fucking funny, but we don't stop. They don't stop. We just start fucking laughing. And poor guy, he was probably so embarrassed. I didn't really give a shit, but like, you know, whatever. If it was like my boyfriend or like some guy I was like hooking up with, like obviously I would care a little bit more because that's just kind of gross. But like, it was a scene. I didn't really give a fuck about this guy, you know what I mean? So that was funny. So then, even though it was kind of gross, it did smell a little bit. We had to like pretend like it didn't smell. And then right after that, so we're in that position. Then we change positions to doggy, and he's got me by the hair, like, you know what I mean. And I had hair extensions at the time. And one of them must have been loose because when he like took it out, he like went and one of my extensions came out, like a chunk of the extension came out, and he's just like holding it up and he's like having sex with me and he's like, Randy, your hair, Randy was my stage name, your hair is falling out. I'm like behind me and I'm like, bitch, you're pulling out my weave. It was really embarrassing. It might not seem that embarrassing, but like when you're on set and there's a bunch of people and like you're trying to act sexy and cool and your fucking hair is falling out, like your weave is fucking straight up falling out and dude has it in his hand and he's still going, like looking at it, like it's embarrassing. That was just some of my gross experiences during porn and embarrassing stories. I hope that you enjoyed that. Hopefully I didn't gross you out too much. Hopefully if you ever meet me in person you still want to come say hi to me. Probably not now though, right? Oh goodness. Anyways, keeping it real on the channel, guys. We got to keep it real here. I hope you enjoyed this. If you did, be sure to give it a thumbs up. If you're not subscribed, hit that red button.